Welcome to the stream. I'm Tandy. On today's stream, we're going to be filming Multiverse of Madness episode number 3 alongside friend d00mwake. I'll be piloting Blue-Black Fairies, while d00mwake will be playing one of the scariest decks ever conceived in Mono Blue Tinker. Mono Blue Tinker was only in Standard for a short time before they banned Tinker. It essentially kept being a problem in Extended and other old formats like that for a few years before they ultimately banned it in that too. And now essentially only exists as a singleton in Vintage. And we're going to be playing against 4 copies today. in what we're colloquially calling, the battle of the standard formats, right? Like Fairies, long time thought to be one of the best standard decks ever created. But when you get back, a full decade behind it, you start to see cards that don't exist in Legacy anymore, right? Like they're just gone out of the game. So it'll be interesting to see if all the mana generation stuff can make like Rune Snag do nothing. I chose this build specifically because for me, this is like one of the more iconic ways to build fairies with the Ancestral Visions. It actually was in Standard for quite some time, even after this era, where we had different builds of fairies that had Bitter Blossom, Spell Stutter, Vidilion, Scion, Mistbind. But instead of Time Spiral block, we had the next set, which I believe was Alara, but I'm not 100%. And um, that era just like really changed the nature of the game, I think. I'm not even sure if like the mana was good enough to support fairies after that. It's honestly a huge blur at this point. It's been so long. But I remember specifically the Ancestral Vision version was great. The block constructed version was fantastic. And I hold this deck near and dear to my heart. So I ended up winning my state champs in I think 2008 with a build very similar to this, but it was post rotation, and I was playing I want to say Essence Scatter, but I think it might have even been Remove Soul. It might have been that old alongside it. And instead of Ancestral Visions, we just like main deck Thoughtseize. So that is what it is. So this is the matchup we're going to be playing today. Blue-Black Fairies. d00mwake is going to be piloting Tinker. I'm going to go over the deck a little bit, talk about the cards, talk about how they're going to work in the matchups, and then we'll get started. So first and foremost, we are playing 25 lands. This is honestly one more land than most people were playing at the time. They're playing 24. And there were builds that played Ponder instead of Ancestral Vision. And those builds occasionally played like 23 land, and they used Ponder to find extra land drops as the game progressed. 4 copies of Mutavault. This was one of the best lands ever printed at the time. I think it's still very strong in Magic and regularly sees play in Pioneer and sometimes in Modern. But with all the fairy synergies, it's really strong. Sign of Una pumps it and gives it Shroud. The Mistbind clicks can champion it, and it can count for Spell Stutter, Sprite, in a pinch. We have a bunch of islands. We have River of Tears, a dual land from Time Spiral. It's one of those future shifted lands that we haven't finished the cycle yet, and I don't know if we ever will. But River of Tears, when you play it on that turn, it taps for black. But after that, if you haven't played a land, it taps for blue. So it's good for holding up counter spells on your opponent's turn, or casting Thoughtseize on your own turn, or Bitter Blossom on your own turn. Secluded Glen dual land that reveals a fairy when it comes into play, or else enters tapped, and you can reveal a Bitter Blossom, but you cannot reveal a Mutavault, unfortunately. And they'll enter untapped. It's a great dual land, iconic for the fairy tribe. We have 4 copies of Underground River. This is a painful dual land, but one that was very much wanted in order to facilitate the Bitter Blossoms and the spot removal. And then outside of Mutavault, we also have a excuse me, a couple of Fairy Conclaves. This land gives us a little more to do with our mana when we get to the later turns of the game. It helps us close when we have Sign of Una. It enters tapped, which is obviously a downside, but with only Ancestral Vision on 1, we can play that on turn 1 a reasonable amount of time. And lastly, we have 1 copy of Pindlehaven. We don't have any green spells in our deck, but this is essentially a colorless land that allows us to buff our tokens in combat and either do extra damage or play defense a little bit better. Our spell suite, counter spells, we have 4 copies of Rune Snag. This is gonna be essentially our Mana Leak or similar. The first one is okay, the second one's great, and everyone after that is just icing on the cake. Next up, Spellstarter Sprite. We need to have Mutavault active sometimes for this to work. We need Bitter Blossom, we need tokens, but we can use it to counter some 1 mana things, which is nice by itself. We have 4 copies of Bitter Blossom, the iconic enchantment that makes a fairy every single turn. It also counts as a fairy itself for things like Secluded Glen, for Spellstar Sprite, and even Mistbind Click, we can champion it. 4 copies of Terror as our spot removal of choice during this era. Removal was relatively weak, and Terror was kind of the best of the best. Unfortunately, Terror is going to be pretty weak in today's games, and I'll be citing it out, but I don't like to change the decks just to make them better in the matchups, so we're going to keep it as is. We have 3 copies of Vendilion Click, another iconic fairy that can disrupt our combo opponents or allow us to turn a dead Terror in our hand into something more useful. 4 copies of Scion of Una. This was one of the cards that helped you really turn the corner against some opponents. Getting the second one down meant all of your creatures were untargetable, and getting the first one down often countered an opponent's removal spell, or just let you pump your creatures so you could attack for the win with Bitter Blossom tokens. 4 copies of Mistbind Click. This was used to tap all of your opponent's lands, either on their upkeep or during their end step, so that you could have an unfettered turn on your own. And then lastly, 4 copies of Cryptic Command. This was a big counterspell slash draw card, but honestly, Swiss Army Knife, it just does so much, from tapping your opponent's creatures so they can't swarm you, to bouncing a permanent that's annoying, drawing a card, or countering a spell. Cryptic Command just really does it all. Little awkward sometimes with the 5 colorless lands, but every other land can tap for blue. Sideboard, 4 copies of Flash Freeze. These are not going to be coming in this matchup. Our opponent is Mono Blue Tinker. 4 Thoughtseize, which will be excellent in the matchup for helping disrupt them. The Tinker decks honestly didn't exist in an era where Thoughtseize ever existed. And I think that if Thoughtseize were printed, along the lines of like a Mirage set or something, the the different trajectories of Magic would have been a bit different. I think combo would have been much less prevalent, and they may have left some of those combo decks around. I actually think that after sideboard, we're going to be somewhat favored in the matchup, mostly because of Thoughtseize, but Thoughtseize, Rune Snag, Cryptic Command, Spellstutter, I think are all going to be excellent here. Pepper Smoke, this is not useful for this matchup, but a removal spell at the time that was quite good against decks playing Llanowar Elves and other small creatures. Couple Death Mark, again, mostly for the Elves decks at the time. And then a couple Bottle Gnomes for the red decks. This is Blue-Black Fairies. We're going to be battling against d00mwake here in just a moment.
Ring,
Hello.
ring.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
How's it going?
What's up?
All right, well, I've done my little deck tech and stuff, but for the sake of the YouTube video, do you want to tell us what deck you're on today and what you think about it?
Just gonna turn you down a little bit.
You better. I'm loud as
That's
hell.
good. You're on one today. All right, we are my side of things. I'm going to be playing Mono Blue Tinker. Yes, they did let you play 4 Tinkers back in the day, back in Standard, nonetheless. I'm going to be tinkering up some Phyrexian processors, maybe some cards that you've never seen before. Masticore is going to kill all of Todd's creatures, and I'm feeling pretty good about this week.
My man d00mwake thinks he's going to resolve Masticore against fairies, y'all. All right, all right. Now, I will say this, the list that I'm playing was built for the time, right? And I have 4 copies of Terror as my removal spell of choice, and it is
Hmm.
it has no targets against
How's that?
you.
How's that one looking for you?
Looks pretty bad. Luckily, I have Vendilion Click, so I can always put them on the bottom of the deck, right?
True, 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 true.
All right, so we're going to be playing 7 total games today. We're going to be playing 3 pre-sideboard and then 4 post-sideboard. The post-sideboard game is where I essentially get to swap all my thought seasons in for those terrors, and I think that they're going to help tremendously, and I hope that it's enough to fight through those Masticores, fight through all those Phyrexian processors. This Tinker deck's pretty scary, dude.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't really think I have a ton in the sideboard. Similar thing. The sideboards were built for specific eras. I got a bunch of chills in my sideboard. Not going to be boarding those in. I could bring in a null for Bitter Blossom. Probably won't. Just going to likely bring in maybe the miscalculations and go from there. But yeah, I also, to be fair, don't really have a ton of bad cards. I guess Tanglewire can be kind of awkward against Bitter Blossom tokens, but Yeah, I'm just gonna try and I really have to get under Todd's counter spells in this week. Just resolve a bunch of fast mana early to make Rune Snag a dead card, and try and just jam as much as possible.
All right, well, I'm ready to go. Challenge when ready, sir.
Let's do it.
Yo, what's up,
All
Krichkin?
right,
How's it going,
you
buddy?
are here. Challenge. I can find you did freeform, right?
Always. Well, not always, but yes. It will
Always.
always be from now on. You don't gotta worry about that for me. Here we go.
Let's
Game
do
number
it.
1, Multiverse of Magic, episode 3, starting now. Doomwake wins the
Nice.
die roll. I
Won the
feel
die
like that's
roll.
cheating. The newer
So
deck should
lucky.
go first, right?
Should I choose the draw?
No, 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 no.
I'm gonna keep this hand.
All right.
It's pretty good.
I just
Scary.
honestly, I hope you just do some really messed up stuff to me. I don't even care win or lose. Like I just like seeing the old cards again, you know. It's like greeting an old friend.
Yeah, that's fair. I will say my hand does kind of do some messed up stuff.
All right. Well, Grim Monolith plus Voltaic Key is always ridiculous. So there's a reason why like
How about
18 cards.
Kermano with Tinker?
Man, I actually think I might have won this game
I
on the play. I have a rune snag, but now it's just nothing, right?
think we process. I could just get Masticore.
Go ahead,
Between
get
processor and
old master.
Masticore, I'm thinking.
Maybe I shouldn't be afraid of Tinker as much because you're talking about your potential cards you're gonna go get, and all I can think of is that's it.
All right, we're gonna do 10. 10 might be a little aggressive, but I want to
10?
make it a return clock. 10, baby.
10 is so many.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You
beat
don't.
you.
You ain't got
I'm
that.
gonna
You
beat
ain't
you
got
to
much of a
death with
clock.
Bitter Blossom. You can't. It costs 4 mana to activate. You lose your Sprazz Scare if you do that, bro.
Yeah, it's fine.
All my creatures
We'll
fly.
figure it.
Also, I don't know if you know what Fraxing Processor does.
Oh, I know what it does. Look, 10 might have been a little too much. All right.
I have
It's possible that 10
regrets.
might have been a little too much.
No regrets.
No regrets.
All right, I am gonna get popped for 10 though, probably. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. We're gonna do this. I know you can't kill the. Well, you have Cryptic Command, but you have 2 Meta Vaults, so.
Yeah.
Just say I know you can't kill the tokens now. Bang.
All right, I'm taking
Rashad Port's
10.
pretty good against Meta Vault.
Better do it soon.
Okay. So if I upkeep, tap a Mutavault.
What do you think's gonna happen? Why don't you tell me what you think is gonna happen if you target that Mutavault?
Can activate in response.
Yeah, and then it'll have Shroud, and then you're targeting a creature with Shroud.
Yeah, you're right. All right, you can you can just chill. I'm good.
Now, if I go to activate it, you can tap it, right? That's kind of cool.
Well, you could activate again.
Yeah, but I couldn't activate both. Like if I go land, activate a Mutavault, activate Mutavault, I'm attacking for 9, and you're at 9.
Oh, true, true, true. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So I don't have kill here. I don't think.
Through the Rashad and Port, yeah. All right, you know what? I'm now realizing that 10 life might have been a little too much. I think I went a little too deep.
All right, let's go reveal the Bitter Blossom.
I also probably should have just gotten Masticore, to be honest.
Look,
I think that
we
would have been
all
a lot better.
we all make decisions in this life, you know.
All right, note to self: Masticore a lot better for game 2.
Hmm.
Now that I realize what my cards do.
I've maybe made
You
a
attacking?
mistake. Maybe made a mistake. I'm gonna play really conservatively and see if I can get you anyway.
Okay.
If I had said nothing, I think I would have won that turn easily. You would have just went to upkeep, tap Mutavault, and then would have died.
No, well, I would have thought about it. I forgot about the Scion, but let's go to combat. Bang.
I must block. I must block. They don't have
Hey,
trample.
you could
Thankfully.
choose not to block. Now, do I play anything or just make another processor token? So if I process, you're gonna be able to chump block with Bitter Blossom 3, 6, 7. I think I'm just going to pass.
All right. Ancestral Visions coming off. Let's see if I can do something cool.
Could go Island Hold Up Cryptic. That would be kind of awkward. God,
Yeah.
Cryptic Command is really good against Processor. You just you just bounce it at the pay life again. Oh boy. All right, we're going to combat. Uh, combat's fine. Take my one.
Christian port's kind of scary. It just makes me have to like really think about the permutations
Right.
of what you can tap, what I can tap. Because now, like, you don't even have to process it. You can just like tap an island, and then my cryptic's not up. But like,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But then, like, if you hold it up, it gets kind of weird because now I have to decide. It's like, do I want to make a token? I mean, making a token is pretty bad into the obvious Cryptic. But like, what else am I doing? I can go tap. Hmm. If I tap down with Port, you just chump block with Bitter Blossom. We're kind of in this weird holding pattern. If I let you Cryptic, just go tap. Also,
I don't.
Mistbind good luck
Maybe S for
too.
Dragon's just guy.
If
That
I
I think that
make a
deck was
token,
relatively
you
weak on the power
Mistbind click.
scale.
I guess then you have to block with the
Rally seems like it could
Mistbind.
be great though.
But then you have no, you wouldn't quite have lethal. You'd only have 7 damage because you have to chump block with the theory token. So processor token is better against Mistbind, worse against Cryptic. Just I don't
Survey
know.
says make it 10-10.
I can't imagine not using all my mana here. I know it's really bad against Cryptic, but
Eh, a lot of things are bad against cryptic.
yeah.
All right, so I have cryptic here. I can go like tap all your land or tap all your creatures, bounce processor. I can also just go like activate Mutavault, block both things. That seems horrible though. So if I'm basically bottlenecked into cryptic thing, I guess I should go tap all creatures your opponents control. And drawing a card seems foolish. So let's bounce something. Um
What are we bouncing? Probably processor, right?
I guess so. I'm not like that afraid of it. Like if you just spend another turn to make another 10-10, I think I'm like really fine with it. And if you let it go back to hand, like that's fine too. It's just not there for later.
So let's think about this. If I don't make a token, I can do both of these. If I resolve this is on upkeep, right? Upkeep, so you can go active, non-active. So this would resolve first.
My man just said
So
the
you would
magic words:
go.
active, non-active. I haven't heard that in so long.
Okay, I think I'm gonna let this go. Am I dead on board if I do that? So you would tap. I have Tangle Wire. So if you tap
Is it permanent
one,
or is it creature land? Because I can tap Bitter Blossom, I think.
you can't tap Bitter Blossom to it. It's artifact, creature, or land.
Artifact creature land, got it.
So you would tap. You have to tap 4, which means you go Scion, land, land, token, draw land, fire up 2 media vaults. That's only 6.
Oh, with the
Okay,
fairy, it's let's see. Yeah, I think I can't attack the
you
lethal
can't
through
you
Tangle
can't
Wire.
tap the blossom token because of active non-active.
Hmm.
So let's go Dynamo into Tangle Wire, and this should buy me a turn. She can tap Mutavault and then play a blue source to hold up another Cryptic. That would be kind of awkward. Okay,
All right.
so 2 Mutavaults.
Yeah, not being able to like peck you with the Mutavaults has really hurt me, but I think the port's just like messing me up pretty bad.
Now we can go tap wire, tap 2 islands. That's not terrible. So if I go to combat, you animate Mutavault. Definitely sending both. So you can animate Mutavault, chump, chump. I guess I'm potentially dead to another spell stutter. I see. Okay.
I'm doing this before my
That's
Mutavault
not great.
dies. I don't know if I should
That
target
makes
him or
sense.
me. I have this here terror in hand that's dead,
Get
but
it
like,
there.
and I guess finding cryptic or something can solve it. But I'm kind of afraid of him playing another Tanglewire here and like locking me out. So let's just take a look at his hand first.
Unsurprisingly, I do have a Tangle Wire.
Okay, the
I couldn't
mana
cast it
things.
pre-combat. Well, I guess if I cast it pre-combat, you can go Spell Stutter and fire up Mutavault, so
Okay, let's
that's a
hope
good
we got
one.
lethal.
That's a good one, Todd.
Oh no, is it Masticore?
No, it's Tinker.
Tinker for Masticore. That's still bad.
So make mana. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7. I can go Tinker with I can go Tinker with 4 left over, and then I can just double Masticore. So sack the Monolith, get Masticore, kill the Scion,
I don't think I'm beating that one.
and kill the Click. All right,
Okay,
good luck. Figured it out.
alright.
See, if I had just gotten the Masticore the first time, the first Tinker, then this probably would have been a different game. But
Yeah, yeah,
Tinker's a hell of
yeah.
a card.
Yeah. Alright, you win.
All
Alright,
right.
I'm on the
So
play.
note to self: Masticore is the nut. Get
I'm
that
on
one.
the play.
Ooh. Sand is like potentially good.
I cannot I'm
Nah,
really
it's
curious how the London
not
Mulligan,
so
like,
good.
super juices old decks like Tinker, you know?
I know, right?
Which I
What,
imagine
what was
makes
the
a bad thing
mulligan
worse.
rule? What was the mulligan rule around this time? It's like was it? It was just mull to 6, right? And you didn't even get a scry or anything.
Yeah, so that
I
was
think it was.
Paris Mulligan. Paris Mulligan was
Yeah,
just 76543,
right.
whatever. And then I believe it was Vancouver was the Mole +1 scry, and that one, in my opinion, was the best.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, you got an old card too.
What, Fairy Conclave, Urza Saga?
That card was legal around this time. I don't have it in my deck, but the
River of
Blossom.
Tears. That's a nice one. That's terrifying.
That card's messed up. How many terrors you got in your hand?
At least one. I'll give you that much for free.
All right. So how much mana do I have? I can play this, which would be two,
Activate Metalworker.
3.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10 mana.
No, I only have 2 artifacts. So I have 9, right? 2, 4, 5, 9 mana. Okay, let's start. 1, 2. You do
I'm not sure,
have
Potato.
enough
Maybe
to
not,
spell
but
stutter me, so it's kind of awkward because I have to rebuild both of them to
ooh, we
know
got
that I
Massacre and
have a follow-up
Processor.
play.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like I'm gonna lead with hmm. If I lead with Masticore, you just fire off the spell stutter, then I can processor.
I think you should leave Processor because if I don't counter it, then you can just activate it instead of casting Massacre, but
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Because if you counter the processor, then I resolve Masticore. Yeah, I see what you're saying. This does make sense. It's not as good as the Masticore, obviously, but
yeah, I think I'll just let that one get bricked off by the Bitter Blossom for a while.
definitely not paying 10 this time. I'll tell you that much. I
Mm,
learned my lesson
I
last
wonder
time.
if we're gonna overcompensate and I'll pay like 2 life. Make a 2/2.
No, I
Make
think
my own
5
Bitter
is a good amount.
Blossom. 5 was the most common back then because
Yeah,
not a lot of people played Pain Lands, and so you just needed like something that was a multiple of 20.
right. Bleak. I'll take the Masticore.
I'm good.
Or you gonna target your tarot. Okay, I gotcha.
See ya.
Get that tarot out of here. It's the best it's gonna get.
Becky.
Take 4.
Becky. Let me smash. All right, you're Gui.
Hmm. Roxanne Processor is not that good against Bitter Blossom. Let me tell you that much.
It
Like, I don't
uh
even
it
know if I
was
want to make a token.
it was like way crazier back in the day, honestly.
Right. Yeah, I'm just not even gonna make a token here. It's just not that good.
Well,
That
we'll call that a
is
dub,
not a
chat,
great
because
draw.
Playing processor, paying 5 life, and then not activating it. You love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I was supposed to just jam the Masticore last turn and let it get countered. Because now I
Maybe.
put myself in a spot where I can't possibly win.
Well, I think Fairies did a great job of making it so that no matter what your decision was, it didn't matter.
Right, yeah. Is that lethal?
Pretty close to it. I didn't really count.
At one.
I just know that you can't kill
Eh.
everything because of
Yeah, good enough.
the limitations of the artifacts back in the day. Like
Yeah.
there's something to be said when you play a Tinker deck in an era appropriate or whatever, right? Because your biggest thing is like Phyrexian Colossus. Whereas nowadays, if you did it, it would be like a guy who can one shot attack you, or card that makes you sack 3 creatures and then reanimates a creature every turn.
Yeah.
Imagine
It would just
Portal to
have way too much
Phyrexia.
text on it.
Yeah, imagine Portal to Phyrexia back then.
I know.
Unstoppable.
Or if we could tinker for Blightsteel Colossus or something.
Yeah.
Even like Mindslaver. Um okay, I'm gonna keep this.
Dang. I was hoping you'd mulligan one time ever.
I mulled the 5 game too. What are you talking about?
Oh, really? Maybe that's why it was so easy. My bad. My hand is bad, but it doesn't have any terrors in it.
Yeah, just imagine if you mulligan and you have a Terra in your hand. Well, I guess you could just put it back, but the clique.
All right, suspend the
The clique.
visions. In a few turns, something might happen, but I'll probably be dead by then. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Really, uh-oh.
Dang. All right.
I got a hand all right. I'll tell you that much. I definitely got a hand. All right,
Untapping with
1,
with
2.
Metalworker has to just be an incredible feeling, right?
Here's 3. Here's the key.
Jeez Louise.
Here's some more mana. 8 mana. Let's lead. I guess you can't rune snag either of these, so it doesn't really matter. You know what I could do? I could actually go for. No, that's just worse. I'm just gonna play processor. I could have gone for something else here, but I will pay 5 life. All right, your turn.
All right. No play
Was
for
that, was
me.
that a good turn 3?
No play for me. Here go.
Not bad. I do have to discard.
I think I can
Um,
win this game, chat. What do you think? What do you think my odds of winning are?
we'll discard Stroke of Genius.
Pretty close to 0.
Let's go to combat.
Do you feel powerful? Does playing with Tinker make you feel something? Like I
A
don't
little bit, yeah.
I haven't done anything like that in a long time.
It feels really good. You should try it.
When does sideboarding start? After this game, we're doing a best of 7 set, and this is game 3 pre-com or pre-sideboard.
Just gonna pass.
Just gonna pass
Chilling on my Masticore.
in your processor.
Bing chilling over here. Leak. All right, you get a click. Get that terror out of here.
Not quite.
It's kind of like a terror at this point. All right, I will take 3, I think. Oh, I have enough mana to processor and Masticore. So 1, untap. No, that's fine. I'll just take 3. All right, so let's go untap Monolith. Make a homie.
Hmm.
So you can go like what? Bounce the Masticore draw? I don't even know.
Doesn't even seem that good.
No, because I just recast it.
I can't do it right now anyway. My river tier set for black, so I gotta let you go to upkeep no matter what,
Oh,
which
right.
is
Yeah,
like even worse.
yeah. I see.
All right, so I got this cryptic command. If I target Master Core to bounce draw, you can replay it easily. and still kill Vendilion Click because you can go Metalworker for mana, and then Key for
Yeah, if you
Monolith is
bounce the
plus
Masticore, then I just get
2.
more mana off the Metalworker.
Right. So what if I go tap your creatures, bounce minion? No. I go bounce minion, draw. Probably best. Just wait, I guess.
Hmm. I think I'm just gonna go right to combat. See what you want to do.
I don't know, man. Metalworker just really pushed. I have Rune Snag. It just got pushed so hard, though, man.
Yeah. Metalworker is kind of Metalworker's a hell of a card. I'll tell you that much.
All right, let's tap draw. That's the mode that leaves me alive longest.
Yeah, but I don't get mana off the Metalworker. I guess I'll respond.
Metalworker
Reveal
mana,
this.
activate key,
Yeah.
untap monolith or something.
No,
Oh
I'm just gonna
no.
kill the click.
Oh sure, sure.
And then tap resolves, and then I can go post combat, untap monolith, play Tanglewire. There we go.
All right, so with this on the stack, I'm gonna go bounce the processor because I'm just gonna get all my lands tapped anyway. Draw some cads.
Some cats. Resolving Ancestral's not bad, but we'll
Oh
see.
god. This was honestly like the worst thing in the world back in the day when you'd resolve ancestral and just like miss a land drop.
Oh no.
Just have to like discard two. It's huge, feels bad.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sure, I put the fading on the stack the right way. Let's tap. Yeah, I'll discard this last Tinker. We'll tap 1, 2, I think 3. And then if I draw a land, I can go key, untap monolith. Yeah. Not quite. So I guess we'll just slam for 4. Go untap metalworker. That only makes 2 mana. That's fine.
Oh, I messed up.
Mm. Oh, you bet to do something in response.
Yeah. Still alive though, so maybe it's not so bad. I'm just gonna quit. Alright.
Do you want to just
And
change the sideboard in the deck editor so then we don't even have to like concede game one and stuff? Because we're playing all post board from here anyways.
yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so
Makes sense.
all I'm gonna
I'll
do
mute
is
a
I'm
little
gonna
bit.
swap my Terror for Thoughtseize, and that's my only sideboard. So I'm ready when you are, and you can take your moment. All right, so we're gonna be moving to sideboard games here. This is me essentially just swapping out Terror for Thoughtseize. I think this will help us tremendously. Having something else to do on turn one to disrupt, getting a dead removal spell out of our deck. The Thoughtseizes are obviously gangbusters against combo decks like Tinker. I'm curious if having enough disruption will be the way to beat Tinker, or if it's just about trying to establish some sort of board presence and then leveraging things like Spellstar Sprite and Rune Snag. So far, it felt like his fast mana was just like way too much for me to overcome in the early turns, and I just like didn't have time to get Bitter Blossom online. Very similar to why Bitter Blossom's not like a huge force in Modern because the decks are just way faster than when Bitter Blossom was in Standard, obviously. For those of you not necessarily in the know, Bitter Blossom was actually banned in Modern for quite some time before it was even Modern was a real format. It was pre-banned in Modern, and so yeah, now it looks pretty paltry, in comparison to things that do happen in Modern, but it still looks good so far. After 3 games, we learned a little bit, mostly that Tinker is messed up and Masticore is really hard for Fairies decks to beat, right?
Yeah, I brought in the miscalcs and the extra helix.
Nice.
I basically swapped the fourth processor for the second helix because, like, I don't know. I think most of the time I'd rather just naturally draw helix if I can resolve it, and processor is kind of awkward against like both bitter blossom and cryptic. So
I'm gonna
I'm
aggressively
not gonna keep
mulligan.
this. Uh, okay, can work with this. It's like you're somebody's mulled a Thoughtseize over there, huh?
I was mulligan to any. My first hand was actually not horrible, but it was like Island, Ancestral, and like a bunch of 3 drops and a Bitter Blossom. It just did not look like it was gonna get the job done.
I see.
Five's not terrible though. It's got lands and spells. Can't ask for too much more.
Can I have this one?
Nah, because it makes the rest of them bad. So
Yeah.
Brazen's scary, man. That card is pretty terrifying.
It's no Ancient Tomb, but it does the job.
Ancient Tomb esque.
Beatdowns, baby.
Yeah. Can't bluff. You're gonna have to cast your
Um,
thing, right?
I think I am supposed to just jam here. 5. I don't know if that's good.
I-
Hmm.
It's always weird to me that when you undo, sometimes it can take a land out of the graveyard.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. Let's go for it. I don't know if this is right, but
Do
we
the
jam.
thing. Do the
We jam.
thing. All right, you gonna go get
Well, the question is,
Massacre?
what do I get?
Gonna go get
Um,
Phyrexian Colossus?
I mean, all of it's bad against Cryptic. That's why I kind of didn't want to go for this, but I'm just gonna get Masticore and YOLO. Don't bounce me, bro.
All right, chat. I'm gonna do maybe the most aggressive thing you've ever seen one do, and that's main phase this here bounce draw because of the card miscalculation.
No, you were supposed to let me untap.
The greed, the
Shit.
greed, the greed. I mean, that's still probably a good one to have. Like once you just hit 4 mana again, you're gonna easily be able to cast it. You know.
Yeah.
God damn, Tangle Wires getting my ass.
Yeah, I played a little aggressive. I could have. There was a different line I could have taken, but let's go here. Tangleware is a hell of a card. I mean, it's kind of time walking both of us, to be fair.
Yeah, but who do you think that favors?
I mean, the person with Ancestral suspended, most likely.
I guess so. Actually, you're probably right. Maybe you shouldn't have cast it. Maybe you should have cast nothing. Got
I
buried
know.
instead.
Okay, that's fine. No. All right. All right. All right. All right. Now I get to resolve something. Question is, what do I resolve? So we can go tap those two. Um, funny draw step. Very, very hilarious funny draw step.
Tapped Spraz and Scary.
No, worse than that. It's funnier than that.
Okay.
No
I'm
cards.
assuming that my Ancestral Vision is gonna draw 3 Thoughtseize, is what I think.
This is tough. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking that. Dyphon. It's just like so bad if you draw. All right, I'm gonna cast this card. I don't know what I'm
Alright.
getting, but I'm gonna
I got
cast it.
no cards in hand.
I kind of want to get this Colossus. I don't think it's bad, but
Yeah,
I kind of want
would
to
I
get
have
the
to
Colossus.
block it with 3 creatures or something?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get the Colossus. I mean, if you just bounce
Alright.
it, I'm never ever casting
I
it.
have no cards in hand. None.
You're drawing 3.
I'm drawing 4, actually.
Actually,
What a horrible set of cards I drew, though.
oh come on.
What do you
Complains
mean, come on?
peels Ancestral. Just peels 3 at the top.
I mean, I think I'm gonna lose to this stupid guy.
No shot. You can just well, I guess you can't block it forever, but you can run me out of cards if you find more Thoughtseizes. Oh no. Okay.
The goal I did not take the other Mastercore because the second Mastercore is often bad. Because
I'm gonna
you essentially
discard.
are just like
Yeah,
all
I'm
in
just
on
discarding it.
Mastercore. Yeah.
There's no point in keeping it. All right, I'm going to shoot this and slam
Ow.
for 4.
Ow.
Bang. Boop. Boop.
Wish I could draw a Mistbind click over, man.
Mistbind Click. What's that card do?
I don't know. I haven't drawn it yet.
All right, animate that. Ooh, getting
Well,
frisky over
you're
there.
gonna chew up something, so I might as well just like get in for a little bit, right? Because if you just kill all my fairy blockers, I'm just gonna die to my own bitter blossoms and
Yeah. So I think I have to kill a conclave, and then I can kill both tokens and set up kind of that like that play pattern or whatever. Question is, do I play this land in case? No, I think I'd rather discard the Massacre. I could get to 6 mana theoretically, but I think by the time I get to 6, I'll have no cards in hand, and then I'll have to lose the Masticore. You got to kill me in 2 turns there, buddy. Actually, you only got 1 more combat step, right? Yeah, you have this and 1 more. Go to
Well, I can
10.
always champion one of my bitter blossoms if I draw Mistbind.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It's kind of the hope here.
So I guess I force you to chump block with the Mutavault because I'm not doing anything else with my mana anyways. I guess no, this is fine in the Scion because if you cast Scion, well, okay, if I ping this token, you Scion a response. Yeah, I think I'm not supposed to ping this token because you have to kill me next turn regardless. And pinging is just so bad into Scion. Yeah, just gonna hold my lands.
All right, we're going to 2. Bitter Blossom gonna chew me up. Draw one of our Mistbind clicks, please.
Are peeling 4 cards. All right, did we get there? Are we misbinding?
I'm thinking. All right, here we go.
Times. My go.
Yeah,
Okay, end of turn. So I got nothing else to do by mana. Let's ping that homie.
you down.
All right, untap, discard. Okay, now what? So you're gonna go. I'm gonna attack. You're gonna block. Misbind one of the bitter blossoms. Then you
Cat, I can't
have.
believe I've gone through so many cards and not
These.
found a
I
Mistbind
think I
click
just
yet.
leave the other ping
I have
up.
to bounce my own Bitter Blossom here.
Although maybe I'm supposed to ping the token. Ping token. What if you Scion? So ping token. You play Scion. Then I ping the Scion, but that line is really bad in the double Scion. I mean, I'm just gonna let you block. I think
All right, I block. Block's good.
block happens. Yeah. Well, I mean, see if they printed Masticore these days, it would definitely be able to go upstairs. But cards were not
That
quite that good back in the day.
they honestly do keep making Massacores, right? But they're just like not very good. I don't know. Razor Main Massacre was pretty good.
What was that one from Scars? Molten Tail or something? Yeah, that card was sweet. It
Let's see, Scars. That was Razor. Oh no, let's see. Razor
was
Main
Molten
was
Tail.
from original Mirrodin block, and then Molten Tail was from Scars.
Yeah, yeah. Razor Main was OG Mirrodin block.
All right, let's go to 1.
Okay, going to 1. I like it. Response ping you.
Running me with a good time.
Leak. Click, click, boom. We're gonna get DMC'd for that.
I hope not. That'd be a big
No,
sad.
it's a joke.
All right, you win. I die. So far, this seems like a complete slaughter, though. Massacre is just nightmarish, and all the fast mana is
Yeah.
just really strong.
Masticore is a hell of a drug.
All right, I have a hand with a turn 1 Thought Seeds. I don't think you'll be able to beat me.
I'm on the draw. I mean, I gotta
Oh,
keep
I mean,
this.
I'm
It's
sorry.
Hammerbringer.
You don't know I have Thought Seeds. Sorry.
Until you cast it. My hand's pretty good against Thoughtseize. Well, actually, it's not really if you take the monolith. Depends on what your hand is.
This is all bad for me. I mean,
Most of my hand was good.
I think you're gonna be able to slow me down pretty well with miscount. Turn 2 Monolith Metalworker is gross, but it makes me want to take Metalworker.
Yeah, you could do that too.
I take Masticore, Monolith Metalworker is not that scary. Let's take Masticore, whatever.
Yeah, you could also just take the payoff. I guess I have Tinker, but
Yeah, but that one's like a bit more dangerous to cast and
right, harder to resolve. Hmm, that is an interesting draw. Okay, that kind of makes me want to just play Monolith. Let it resolve. Hmm, that is really bad into that card.
what, Rune Snag?
Um, no, Spell Stutter. I drew a Voltaic, but if I play it and you Spell Stutter me, it's like, where do I go from there? What if I just ran out the Metalworker? Rune Snag the Metalworker, and then I can do this next turn? Yeah, honestly, that's not too bad. I think that's better.
All right, it all resolves.
Oh,
Spoilers.
okay. All right. Didn't think we'd get this far.
People have
Okay,
this like
let's.
fear of fairies that is just like completely unfounded. It was just always bad.
Yeah. Funnily enough, the Grim Monolith actually makes more mana than the Metalworker here because I only have one artifact left.
Nice.
Play some more keys. Let's go. Huh. I think I want to keep the Monolith around.
Yeah, I think next week I'll play the fun deck. Yeah.
If I go Tinker, one floating, you snag, I can pay with port, and then have the Monolith untapped. I think that's better. Yeah, let's do it that way. I forgot what
I
sideboard
might have just
counterspells
sacked
you have, but
Metalworker personally. Not sure if that's better or
oh yeah, I have
worse.
no artifacts left. I should have done that. Yeah, no, that was way better because I have no artifacts left. I don't know what I'm thinking because I wanted to hold this. Well, no, because I want to use the port. Yeah, I screwed this up.
One of these
All right,
days.
I messed this up, but I should not. I should have. Well, I guess either way, if I want to hold that port, I have to do that. Yeah, that's fine. Now I can just go ping and then upkeep port with the island. Oh, but now if you draw Thoughtseize, this is bad. Yeah, okay, I screwed this up.
Oh, I don't have another black mana. That sucks.
I needed to keep a land at hand so you couldn't Thoughtseize me off the Masticore.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. As long as I have a land, you can't ever Thoughtseize that.
I can't
All
believe that
right,
deck
we're
got to
going
play
to the port.
Richmond Port too, man. This is so
I know.
gross.
I
That's
told you this deck
so
was
gross.
broken.
I
Like you came
believed
into
you.
chat last
I
night. You came
believed
into
you,
chat
right?
last night.
I know all about Tinker. I know how messed up Tinker is. I thought that the artifacts would just not be that scary. And
Gotcha.
Masticore is just so insane against my deck.
Yeah, and this is like very similar to what Masticore did back in the day, because there was like a
Oh,
lot of
gross.
slide, a lot of mono green, and Masticore just like beat the ever living crap out of everybody. Like it was just the best thing to tinker for. You know, everybody thought it was processor, but at the end of the day, it's actually just Masticore.
Yeah, they're not that close
All right,
in
was it 4-1
legality
now?
purposes. Yeah, it is. All right. We got
All right, let's do it.
two
Two
more. All
more.
right. If you 5-1 me, I might just tap the mat. But I kind
All
of want
right,
to
all
try
right,
to
all
win
right,
one more. One more.
all right. Fine. I'll pick a worse deck for next week. I promise.
Look, it's all about finding the most messed up fun scenarios. And right now,
Yeah.
what I'm seeing is everyone's most feared standard deck of all time in fairies getting put out the pasture like old Yeller, dude.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna keep a sus one. I'll spot you one.
Spot
No,
me
this hand's
one?
actually not that
I
bad.
think I'm
I
gonna
mean,
clown you on this one actually.
post board, I just like keeping. You know, I don't like one against Thoughtseize, but that's an interesting one. Doesn't really help me with my hand, but I guess I'll play it. Somebody in chat was saying pick the emergency ban jar deck. Yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief.
I mean, I think I'd rather play against Emergency Band Jar than 4
The
Masticores, you know?
Masticore.
Rishadan Port, ladies and gentlemen.
Hell of a card. Absolutely hell of a card.
Now
Uh,
the, Krichkin, the, Tinker deck is from, like, 98 or 99, I wanna say, and then the Fairies deck is from, like,
'07,
2008.
right?
Yeah, 2007,
Yeah,
2008
so yeah.
era.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure this was 2000. The deck that I'm playing was 2000 Worlds. Maybe it was 99 Worlds, but something like that. Around that time frame. Clicking.
Alright, I'm gonna do the old V-Click ya just to see if there's I mean, you have 6 cards in hand, so this is maybe the worst V-Click of all time.
Thinking if I want to counter this, I'm gonna let it resolve. You're gonna laugh at my
Oof,
hand if you.
oof. Alright, bunch of Tinkers. So you can go 2, 3, Tinker. So I just leave you with I take
I don't
Miscalc.
even know if you take anything, right? Depends on
Yeah,
your hand, I guess, but I'm casting Tinker regardless. I'm not holding a miscalc.
okay. Sounds good to me.
Although, what if I sack Crystal Vein and then sack Key? Oh no, because I have to sack the key, which means I won't have the key up. Yeah, so there's no point in sacking Crystal Vein here. Yeah, I could have just cast Dynamo, but I don't know. I feel like resolving Tinker there is pretty good. This is really bad in the land Cryptic though. So maybe this line's too aggressive. Although if you land Cryptic me, then I can just sack the Vein and recast Masticore. So it's not even that bad. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay. Yeah, now if I draw a land, I can go sack Vein, play Dynamo, and Masticore. Um, well, though, now that I've drawn that, I think I'm just going to go Dynamo into that. That's actually a really good draw.
Oof.
Couldn't I have, chance saying couldn't have gone Dynamo into Masticore? Um, no, because if I spend 4 mana, I don't have blue to cast Tinker, and this only makes 3, so this
Instead
doesn't
of
cast
I think on the
Masticore.
Tinker turn, you had Dynamo, right? So you could Crystal Vein into Dynamo, into Key untap, into Masticore. I think that's probably what they're saying.
Oh, because I had the key, right. I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, use Crystal Vein Island, that key, untap, and that makes... Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. I gotcha. No, you're right.
Okay, this sucks.
Well, you could take a Masticore to make my Metal Worker worse, I guess.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I think
Yeah.
no matter what I do, I'm just getting punked. I'm gonna go for a misbind. It's gonna get miscalced, and then you can still play Masticore. So I was thinking about taking the miscalc so that I could resolve the misbind, but then
But then I have
I,
Metal Worker Masticore, right?
yeah, it's still just all
Yeah.
bad.
So it's bad either way. I mean, good news for you. I didn't find an untapped land.
Oh yeah, love to see it. Okay, what now? Guess this is an okay start. I can maybe run you out of stuff.
Oh, I could have maybe helped the Scary there in case you had double thought seize. That might have been a punt. Because if you double thought seize me, then you can cut me off the Masticore activation. I think I'm just gonna start by firing here and see if you have Scion. Well, I guess you can't really play Scion into this, but combat. Bang.
All right.
Actually, I
Well,
think there's really no reason to port here. You have so much mana. Rather just have an extra Masticore activation.
all
What you
right. Let's
got?
go. Click myself. Try to
Leak.
find a thought seize and hope you have a little spell.
Leak. End step. We will shoot this homie. Is it worth using Scary? I don't think so.
Man, my man got all the moves.
casting that. Scion resolves still
What's up,
on the
Joey?
stack. And let's slay him.
All right, out. I'm at 4. Need Thoughtseize? No, not great, but or not Thoughtseize, but keeps me alive maybe.
Creep deek. A creep deek. Let's start here. Looks like I went to combat first, maybe, but now let's go to combat. Yeah, just attack with the Masticore. So, yeah, because if you cryptic bounce the Masticore, then I want the Metalworker to be able to recast it. Yeah.
All right, let's see if
So
we
we
can
can go
find something.
post combat, reveal those two, play Masticore.
What is it? Tangle wire? All right.
Tangle Wire.
What do I need to draw?
I'm not going to cast it.
I don't think I can find anything.
Like, you have to draw Thoughtseize to keep me off Masticore, but then you just lose to the Bitter Blossom.
Yeah, GG. All right, I'm gonna call
Yeah.
it quits. That's enough for me. That's.
All right. All right. All
Well,
right.
I guess we're
Fine.
here. Might as well play the last one.
You want
Whatever.
to do one more?
Oh, just play the last one.
All right.
Maybe you'll
Let's play
side
the
out.
last
Maybe
one.
you'll never draw Masticore.
Yeah, maybe I'll never draw one of my 8 Masticores.
Look, I didn't say it was a good chance of winning. I just said there's a chance.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. I gotcha. All right, we'll keep this one.
Dude, Masticore is. Whew.
Masticore that's a card. That is one of the cards of all time. Let me tell you that much.
All right, I have a really good opener here, though.
Okay. Ancestral's not bad.
Ancestral into Bitter Blossom. It's like the dream
Ooh,
scenario.
the good old days.
Honestly, the feel, like the flow of going like River of Tears, tap it for black feels so good. I can't
Yeah.
explain it. Sheesh.
Sheesh. Turn 2 Metalworker. It's also really unfortunate that your only removal spell is Terror. So it's like
Look,
you can't do anything, you know.
I ain't gonna whine
It's like
about it. Okay.
if you just had Disfigure in your deck or some way to, you know what I mean, just anything.
Yeah, there were times where I was playing Nameless Inversion. There were times where I was playing Smother. We just, I should have some more targets.
Yeah. Guess we'll just Dynamo first.
Yeah, great.
Um Actually, I should mass the core before playing Tinker, because if you spell stutter, then I can just kill the token.
Unfortunately, I didn't draw Mutavault, so I couldn't spell stutter the Masticore. We're just
Yeah.
dead. Oh, I messed up. Pretend I have a Pendlehaven active.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, you could cut me off
Just
that. Okay,
pretend
gotcha.
pretend I have
I
Pendlehaven
just won't
active.
activate it.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah, I
appreciate
just
it.
won't activate it. That's fine. I will not activate Masticore.
I just have
I
my
actually
land
forgot about
wrong.
the Pendlehaven.
I was just expecting to get slaughtered by. I guess you can't even really play the second Masticore.
Yeah, if I play the second Masticore, then it just dies, right?
Yep.
No, I totally forgot about the Pendlehaven.
All right, we're gonna pop in there. I guess.
18. All right. Definitely discard this other Masticore. Don't think I'm casting it anytime soon. So the Pendlehaven does make things a little awkward, but if I shoot you Pendlehaven, I shoot again. I could just like go to combat and then shoot end step and make you use the Pendlehaven on your turn, I think. I guess I have the Metalworker to have 1,000 activations, but
1,000 is strong. I was thinking more like 4 or 5, but that's still enough to just like kill all my creatures.
right, yeah, that's true. That's true.
This Metalworker
Masticore
is just
plus fast
always
mana.
ruining me, huh? God almighty.
Yeah. They don't make cards like they used to, Todd.
Yeah, it's because they had to ban them all, so they're like, oh yeah, these are probably too good.
Okay, so how many activations do I have? Two, four. I theoretically have four activations. I could just kill the Mistbind, or I could force you to champion the Bitter Blossom. Yeah, let's just
Joke's
keep
on you.
this
I was
one.
already going to champion the Bitter Blossom.
Oh, I messed that up. I should have. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I should have not used my. Or I should have used the Metal Worker because then I would have had one extra activation up. But it's fine. Not a huge deal.
All right,
Oh,
let's
I
draw
guess you
some
tap my lands
cards.
anyways.
Yeah. Drawing 3. Oh, that felt good. Draw 3. Ooh.
Draw three. But what if you draw three and none of your cards are good?
Who says my cards aren't good? I think my cards are great.
Okay, so I can upkeep, make 4 mana. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 if I sack the vein. Just worried about you having a Scion. Plus you have the Pendelhaven too. Alright, I'm gonna let this go, I think. It's a little awkward.
Big Dog says this matchup seems slightly unfavored. Well, that's what we're here to learn. It's like, what would happen if Superman fought Batman and he didn't have any kryptonite? You know, probably just squish that little guy, right?
Is Masticore like Kryptonite, basically?
Oh, you're the Superman deck.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Gotcha.
Batman, no kryptonite. I'm getting
I
squamped.
see.
Swamped.
Squamped.
Okay, return target permanent owner's hand, draw a card.
Uh-oh.
Almost bounce my land.
Don't do that.
They used to template it on a little differently on Magic Online, so I
Okay,
haven't played
so
too many cryptic
3.
commands lately.
I do have 8 mana. I actually think I have to sack the Crystal Vein and just kill your thing right now. Yeah.
Your crystal vein, I bet you think the song is about you.
And in theory, if you bounce my... Well, no, if you bounce the Dynamo, you still can't keep me off of recasting Masticore, because then I just have the Metal Workers, so... Upkeep.
Nah.
Alright, let's reveal...
How much is this?
3,
6. All right, what we got?
6.
Another metal
2
worker and 2
Masticores and a
massacres.
Worker.
All right.
I'll start with the Masticore. And we'll go from there. This resolves, I probably just kind of chill. Maybe I'll use my floating mana and then just chill.
Figured it out, chats.
Fleek.
Figured it
Oh, you
out.
have Spell Stutter?
Yeah.
I see. And then you misspell stutter this. Yeah, okay. All right. Touche.
All right. All right. Got two Faye. I got you.
Play this homie, I guess. Keep the Metal Worker in hand, I think. It's probably better in my hand to reveal to the other one. I'm probably going to die this game. 3, 4,
I think you are gonna
5.
die this game. I
Yeah,
think I
I think
have
I am gonna die this game.
successfully dismantled you via little pesky critters, just little guys.
You answered a lot. You answered a lot of Basticores this game.
When I saw 3 in your opener or whatever, I was just like, okay, alrighty. But life finds a way.
Yeah, that's true. I'll draw a Tinker. It's fine.
I don't even know if
I'm
I
not even sure that
even
I want to
want.
draw a Tinker.
Let's see. I guess I wonder if I even need to misbind click you. The last card is Island. I guess.
Like, what's worst case scenario? I guess I draw exactly the 4th
Well,
Masticore.
look, my other card's Cryptic Command. Okay, I'm trying to figure out
Okay.
the ways I actually can lose. You know.
Yeah, I got you. I
All
don't
right.
think there is a way.
Let's hope not.
I don't think so.
Tinker's
That's your
scary. I
land.
don't
All
know.
right, GG's.
Yes. 2 and 5.
5-2.
Respectable 2 and 5.
Respectable 5-2.
Respectable 2-5. Okay, so
Let's
Let's talk
close it out.
about a little bit about the decks and stuff before we leave. So first and foremost, I want to ask you a couple questions. Have you ever cast Tinker before outside of like Vintage Cube or whatever?
I mean, I play a little bit of actual vintage, so I've cast it on occasion there. But
Awesome, awesome.
I'll let you in a little hint. It's only restricted in vintage. They don't let you play four of that card. So this is the first time I've ever gotten to play a deck with multiple Tinkers, and that card is not okay.
I don't think I've ever had four Tinkers in my own deck before. You know, like I've seen like the gold bordered decks, and maybe one of those was four Tinkers at some point or something. But like, you know, four is a wild number for a card that is only a little bit older than when I started playing Magic, and it's essentially just evaporated from the entire Magic ecosystem, except as the singleton in Vintage, except as the one of in Cube decks. You know, and it just feels very strange considering how iconic that card was for a long time. Even in there was an extended PTQ format that was rampant with Tinker for a while, where they would go get Gilded Lotus all the way up to
Mm,
Mirrodin, and they would
yep.
tinker for Gilded Lotus and then twiddle it a bunch, right? The same way people are like starting to try to do with Lotus Field in Modern and how they already do with it in Pioneer, you know? Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Tinker's messed up. Fairies? Fairies still pretty good. I mean, I felt like I was close, right? If give me a removal spell that can kill a Masticore, you know?
Yeah, like a
And
Grasp of Darkness or something.
yeah,
Or
like
if you just like if you run it back and you swap Masticore for literally any other artifact, then I mean that was easily the card that my best card for sure. And like you said, you had a bunch of terrors. All your removal couldn't kill it. You had like Cryptic to try to keep me off of it, but those are a little bit slow, and I have so much fast mana too.
yeah. Even there so my build from States had Remove Soul and it had Agony Warp. And Agony Warp at least
Okay.
could kill the metalworkers. And the Remove Souls might have been better than Rune Snag, right? Just because I can hard counter the big artifact creature. And it felt like Massacre was the thing that killed me every time. But maybe that build would have been slightly better for this match. I just really like Ancestral Visions, you know? So.
It's a messed up card. I was actually a little bit surprised. From my recollection, it's been a long time since I played during the Fairies format, but I could have sworn a lot of them had main deck Thoughtseize, and I was kind of a little surprised to see you at sideboard Thoughtseize.
So this is based on Paul Vitor's build. He had two Pendlehavens. I cut one for an island, and he had three Thoughtseize in the board, and I think he had a third Bottle Gnomes. And I just put the four Thoughtseize in the board because I knew it'd be a clean swap for the Terrors. But this there was like three different fairies eras where they had rotations in and out, and they had like Cold Snap was in there for a little while. That's why you have Rune Snag. Time Spiral was legal with it for a little while. That's why you have River of Tears and Ancestral Visions. But there was a big rotation where all of Time Spiral block left and introduced the block that was after Lorwyn block, which I believe was Alara block.
Yep.
And so like a lot of the interaction changed and a lot of the mana base changed, but the core of the deck stayed mostly the same. And I think that maybe during the Alara, since we lost Ancestral Visions, Thoughtseize just moved to main deck instead of just because we didn't have Ancestral Vision. In this
Right. You
build,
didn't have
like
as many good turn one plays.
right, in this build that I'm looking at right now, like I don't know what I would cut to just put four Thoughtseize into the main deck because Spell Search, right, Vendilion Click, Sign of Una, Mistbind Click all feel relatively necessary for the functionality of the spirits or the fairies archetype. Whereas like I'm only playing, four Cryptic, four Rune Snag, four Terror, and then Ancestral Vision. So it's literally just Ancestral Vision or Thoughtseize, I think. So,
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
As far as my deck is concerned, I wasn't playing during this time, so it's hard for me to speak on exactly the deck building philosophy. But this was Bob Maher's list from, I believe it was Worlds 2000, and from if memory serves, I think there was a mirror in the finals of that Worlds. Not surprising. That was, I think, the Bob versus John Worlds finals, and
Cool.
not surprised to see a mirror match in the finals because this deck is busted.
Yeah, I mean, a lot to love, obviously, about fast mana. I mean, I think most people probably haven't gotten to experience Grim Monolith Voltaic Key starts before with Tangle Wire and such. They just allow you to have complete control at most stages of the game. Tinker lets you go ballistic so quickly. It's a shame that this was like an era slightly before Tinker got super juiced. Mirrodin actually provided Mindslaver and Bosch Iron Golem as like two de facto um, like big artifact targets for Tinker that essentially stayed in the deck throughout its entire time while it was in extended. And the big swing of Tinker into Mindslaver when you just have like Key Monolith going, which is so crazy in that extended format. And what you're doing is a standard deck. You build a standard version of that. They got banned out the wazoo. So
Yeah. Can't really be surprised at why this deck got banned. So
all
it was a
right.
lot of fun.
Well, appreciate you being on Multiverse of Magic episode number 3, Mr. Doomwake, and see you next week for. Actually, wait. When am I coming back? I'm going on a trip in a few days to go see some family. I'm not sure
Okay.
exactly when I'm going to come back, but I'll keep you posted, and we'll try to do Multiverse of Magic next week and figure it out on Discord. Yeah.
You got it. Thanks again for having me, and I appreciate it. I'll see you next time.
Yeah. See you later, Doom. Take it easy, buddy.
Peace.
All right, well, that's going to conclude Multiverse of Magic, episode number 3. Shout out to Doomwake for being the bad guy with the Tinker this week. Maybe next week I'll be the bad guy with something fun, yeah? Thanks for watching. I'm Tandy. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, TandyMTG. Make sure to follow me on Twitch, .tv/Tandy. Any of you watching it live, appreciate you being here. Anyone on YouTube, make sure to go follow me over there. Yeah, it's going to be it for today. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and we'll see you next time.